back to Nostalgia Crackdown here on the Post Credits channel, part of the Let's Get Ready network. I'm Adelia. That's my buddy Josh. We took last month off because my life went to hell in the last few months, and last month was really difficult. But we're here today to do something a little bit different. We're going to watch the Trial of JTE and react to it. I haven't seen this in a very long time. Josh has never seen this. Uh, Josh, what are you feeling going into this?
It's funny because normally the way we decide these episodes, we weren't going to do this as a reaction initially. Initially, it was just
Yeah.
said Trial of JT, and then the way we normally do this is me and Adelia a week before kind of research the topic. We go through some of the videos, go to Schmoedown Wiki, try and like get as knowledgeable as I can. But Adelia had this great idea of reacting to it because this was way before my time. So, and I'm not someone to a fault. I'm this way. I don't like looking back. I don't like rewatching stuff. And like especially with the Schmoedown season 1 and season 2, since that was 100% like just not the Schmoedown I fell in love with. So my knowledge
Yeah.
of it is very lacking compared to my knowledge of the other Schmoedown ones.
Mhm.
So when I mentioned to you it'll be my first time watching it on the research, we were like, why don't she was like, why don't we just react to it? And I thought that was a great idea. I thought it'll be fun to try out this new format. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. You don't have very much knowledge of the early seasons of the Schmoedown. I've seen the early seasons of the Schmoedown, but I don't retain that knowledge very well because the stuff that I love is the latter seasons of the Schmoedown. But the Trial of JTE is one of those seminal moments in the Schmoedown. It's like peak comedy, improv. There's people in this video that are not part of the Schmoedown era that we normally talk about. Chris Stuckman is in this video, for example, as one of the panelists.
God, that
So
name takes me back. It's been a while
yeah,
since I've watched a Chris Stuckman video.
it's been a while. We have the Trial of JTE. We're gonna watch it here in a minute. Do you? I told you a little bit about what the Trial of JTE is before we started filming. Do you have any expectations going into this?
Um, I have a feeling it's going to be a lot of like I'm a lightheartedness in a sense. Like this is
Hmm.
before the Schmoedown is taken like very seriously as a sport,
Oh yeah,
and
for
I know
sure.
this is somewhat of a cheating scandal, and I
Hmm.
know that like a cheating scandal would be handled a lot differently in seasons
Lot
3 and
differently.
4
Yeah.
versus like or 5 or 6 compared to season 2
This was season 1.
or season 1. So
Yeah.
other than that, I don't have much expectations. I have a feeling it's probably going to be a bit of Dagnino.
Yeah.
Like
Dagnino has a line in this that has been quoted by Schmoedown fans ever since. It is
yes, I probably
maybe
know it.
arguably the greatest Dagnino line ever in the Schmoedown.
Yes.
It's a good one. But let's get going. We will link to this video in the description if you want to watch it on your own.
The Kangaroo Court is
Can you
about
hear
to
it, Josh?
begin. Now, yes.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
Schmoes Know Movie Show is a movie show. We talked a lot about news, but if you guys do
Yeah.
not know and you're new
Yeah.
to the show, there has been a 15-week tournament
Whoops.
going on here, and it has been intense. It has been
Wait.
something that you guys have been involved in. Because
For some reason,
I
it
was
took you
about
out of
to.
the scene.
brutal.
I
I
don't
was
know
about
what
to.
just happened there.
And
Okay.
I was about to say, man, my reaction
I
is going to be.
don't know what just happened there.
The seating
Um,
had held. The chalk
Anyways,
ruled
Yeah.
so
until last
on the
week,
panel
when
here we
I
have
vowed
Alicia
to what the
Malone,
ladies would tell me to
Christian,
do. I wore a
obviously, Chris
skin-tight
Stuckman,
outfit
and Mark
and
Ellis,
I
who was
came
the
out. I
competitor
picked
against
perfect gear.
JTE
Welcome, Miss
in the
Malone.
match.
Last night was lovely.
There's a reason she wasn't here last week.
And then I didn't bet enough points to win at the end in the final Schmoedown because I wasn't confident in the coming of age category.
Well, I don't
My
think that
knowledge
was
there-
God, betting enough points. Do you
Yeah,
remember
the
that?
betting the points.
I
This
bet
is
a
the
point.
thing.
I thought Jate
God,
would
that was
probably
such a
jump
bad
over his own
system.
feet.
Honestly, looking
As
back on it.
happened in
It
the
really
past.
was, and I'm glad they
And so
changed
you-
it for
so you
season
got
3.
every-
100%.
I wrote down one. I wrote
Perfect
down 1
game.
point.
You pitched a perfect game.
Pitched a perfect game. Wrote down 1 point.
Oh,
and
right,
then
that's
I got
right.
the
Like
answer
Ellis
right.
lost
I
a
didn't
100%
win.
accuracy
Right.
match, didn't he?
Yeah.
I took my loss in stride. I'm a man.
Another
handle it
issue
like
of betting
a
round being the
Frankenstein.
final
And I'm
round.
Frankenstein.
Now,
Yeah.
what Schmoedown did not because Schmoeville was watching the video. We put it up on YouTube. The
Yeah,
next
the
day.
fans
say-
are the ones that
All over
pointed
the
out
board
that they
saying
thought JTE was
cheated.
cheating.
He's looking at Mark's card.
I will
This is
also
not
quickly
right.
say that, like,
No, you did not.
this is 100% on Mark just
Chris,
not
and I know
betting
we
the,
talked about
like,
it
not
briefly before,
mathing
but
it
you
out.
think
Oh,
at
yeah,
least-
absolutely.
The fact that it should be
Absolutely.
that JT should-
I mean, even
should
if
answer for
he
his-
did cheat it, if Mark just
crime.
bets the right amount of points, this isn't a
if you're gonna have a
problem.
trial on something, it
Yeah.
should be on, the Schmoes No podcast
there you
about
go.
a movie-related question.
That's right.
That's what trials should be. And I mean, I love Josh. He's an awesome guy. I don't think he'd do that.
But if he-
I
but
got to
if
be
he
honest
did-
with you.
But if he did,
Oh,
if he did, that is
burn him.
If he is
Burn
found,
him.
yeah, if he's found guilty tonight.
I
if he's found
believe at the
guilty
end
tonight,
of this,
Mark
if my
and JTE
memory is
will
correct,
replay the
it's
third
the
round of
chat that
Ultimate
decides
Schmoedown
whether JTE was guilty or
immediately.
not.
Question?
Not the
God,
same
that's
question.
okay.
I know that answer.
You do know that answer, and you can bet.
Stillwater.
So that is how JT.
Fascinating.
I'm gonna give you a quick statement, very quick, just real quick. Anything that you want to say, you can hold it until your lawyer is announced, because the lawyers are going to have their opening statements. They're going to have and Mark's going to leave the
This
table.
is a
Mark
full
not
trial,
part
by the
of
way.
this part of it. Because
Yeah.
Come out.
You can go sit. You can go the other side. If you're called to the witness stand, then you can come back here. But
All
for
right.
now,
I'm gonna go use the courtroom bathroom.
all right. So we'll see you in a second. Now, so JTE is gonna. We're gonna have his lawyer. They're gonna.
Did
make
you ever
their
watch
opening
the
statements.
Schmoes
They're
No
gonna call
show
it, and then
at
everybody's gonna
all?
vote.
No.
And we also have
It
people like Scott
got
Vance
very
and
silly.
every host
I'm
that
sure it
hosts
did.
the shows
Because
who watch
I
it,
remember, I forget the name of the show, but like after the Schmoedown, when it was like COVID era, I remembered Christian. I watched a bit of Christian's show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for the morning show he had. I forget the name. After he left
SEN
Lider,
Live.
SEN. So I watched a little bit of that, and like I tried. It was decent, but like you know when you're trying to force something down that's just not your cup of tea. Because I'm not a movie
Yeah.
guy. I'm a sports guy, and that's how I fell in love with Schmoedown. It's actually the sport aspect, not the movie.
Yeah.
So a lot of the topics, but I do understand the.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. So Ken
I'm here
Napzok.
to prove it.
So
Napzok is the prosecutor.
Hard prosecution team.
Yeah.
The pit boss and Hal Rudnick going to take JTE down.
Hal
You know, you took
Rudnick's in
those
this
out
as
so
well.
naturally.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Do you
Look at
keep
that
those
face.
with you all the time?
He's got 3 pairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Sarah needs a pair.
We'll
of those
talk
for
later, Ken.
Finstock.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. Okay. So. JT,
There's Sarah
why
in
don't
this
you
as
go
well.
ahead
I
and
don't
you
remember
announce
who
your
Sarah
lawyer,
is,
and we'll
though.
bring him in to make his opening statement because he will go first and make his opening statement. Go ahead, JT. Announce your defense attorney.
If you're going to put my life in the hands of a fellow Schmoevillian,
Yeah.
there's no one else I would want than Bobby Finstock.
Okay.
Because he'll
Good.
turn you left, right. You won't know where you're going, but he's
Smart.
going to land on innocent.
It's really good. He tells a lot of good true stories. Okay. Here we go. Bringing him on.
I wonder
in.
how much
Let's
of this
bring
is
in
actually
the
like
defense attorney
scripted
Finstock,
or
why
like
he,
in a way,
JT
not like
first
scripted
minute.
as
I
in
don't.
fake, but like
Yeah. Like
more-
how much they thought it out before, or how much of it's improv.
Amazing.
Nice.
yeah, how much of it is
Okay,
improv?
Finstock.
How much is it like?
And your attorney is Bob Ross.
Yeah, exactly.
forgot
Bob
about
Ross
the
here. So
wig.
Finstock, you're gonna
The
put- you gotta
Bob
put the mic
Ross
on,
wig.
'cause in order to be able to hear.
I mean,
you've gotta give
Bob
your
Ross has that anything to do with lawyering, or is just
No,
just
he was a
statement, and you
painter.
guys can go ahead and-
Well, I know he was a painter, but I'm like, is there like a
Right now, it looks like the
strategic
defense has the
or like
case,
some
the prosecution
homage
has
or
all
something, or is it
three
just like
guys.
I
So,
just want to look like
Finstock,
Bob Ross right
open
now?
up with your statement, please.
It's
Here we go.
Finstock. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know,
Address the court, please. Where's the?
hey, Your Honor.
Where's your gavel?
I don't know. Where is it?
Just stuck in
It's over
everybody
there.
else.
It's over there. Can you-
Hey, buddy.
Who's the judge here?
You know, I'm a
think
I'm a
Christian.
believer in
I
trial
think
and
Christian.
error. And I believe my client is on trial. It's in error.
And that's an error. I know this is
Yeah, that's the
that's a
most
line.
An error
famous
is like-
Finstock line from the Schmoedown.
I'm just gonna try to get justice for
That hair.
yeah that I'm gonna try to get justice for a mixed race guy in the San Fernando Valley.
All right. Okay. That's your opening statement.
Yeah, and we're our thing is
Yeah.
he's gonna be innocent by reason of uncontrollable jubilance mixed with obliviousness
Okay.
mixed with almost like absent-mindedness.
All right. So what I should say is, Ellis, get ready to start competing.
So,
I think you might be wrong.
Okay.
like
all
this
right,
defense
all right,
makes
so
me
that's
think
your
he
opening
definitely
statement.
did look at the board,
All right, now-
because he's not saying he didn't look at the board.
Ken,
Yeah.
the pit boss Napzok.
We'll see.
This is not someone I would want to go against.
Okay.
So let's go. So Ken is going to make the opening statement here.
Thank you. I loved your paintings on PBS.
I forgot Christian had an actual gavel.
There's no court in here. Where's the
It's a
court?
happy little court.
Does we have any
Where's
court?
the court?
There's no court.
I don't think the court knew.
There will. Oh, yes. Wait. When we start with witnesses. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right.
Resolved. Is JTE guilty maliciously, or guilty by obliviousness? Obliviousness is not an excuse, I may submit to the court. JT is a competent intern-turned-engineer. This is a man who owns a business in Ecuador. Mind you, I will set out to prove that he has criminal ties to the underworld of Ecuador. And to the notion of
This
error
got
of
crazy.
judgment, I'm here to discuss with you the pathway to that judgment may be as key as the judgment itself.
Wow.
Thank you.
It's pretty powerful stuff.
Amazing.
Powerful stuff. Okay, all right. So now here's how this is going to work. That was the opening statement. You guys now, Schmoedown, who won that opening statement? Was it Finstock or the pit boss? Go ahead and tweet in and let us know. Now, Finstock, you're going to be able to bring in.
Big vocabulary.
All right. Well, you're going to bring in some witnesses here. They're going to they're going to come in. They're going to sit next to Stuckman, and you're going to interrogate, and then Ken can cross-examine.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
all right. So bring your first witness to the table, please.
I am going to bring in a guy who is my cohort in.
Cohort.
Yeah.
Okay,
in,
JT's rubbing off on you.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
Cohort.
been my cohort in Comic-Con, and we bonded together.
All
And I'm going to bring in Josh McCougar and his band of merry men.
Okay. All right.
Okay. We're off to a great start.
We're off to a fantastic start.
Pure idiocy in Schmo. Is that it? Is he gonna be? You're on the table here, McCool.
Yeah, you got me on the table, Josh.
Pure idiocy on the table. What is going on in Schmo?
Cobster, Cody, and I forget who the other one is.
So
I just can't imagine. Like all that's going through my head is just imagining a cheating scandal in season 4, season 5,
I
and
know.
then just having like Josh McCougar in this outfit coming out as your first witness.
Being interrogated by Finstock in a
gosh.
Bob
Do you
Ross
trust
wig.
with a half Ecuadorian girl with a pierced tongue.
Order. What does this have to do with anything?
Josh is half Ecuadorian.
All right, fine.
Okay.
That is true.
Do you clear
This
your
is so
computer
stupid,
history
it
even
got.
though nobody else looks at it?
Yes.
Counsel, where are we going with this?
Okay. When is my episode in between the sheets coming out?
Monday.
Objection, irrelevant.
It is very
Okay.
sustain.
Do you trust JTE looking through mini binoculars?
Yes, I do.
Okay. On the day in question, did you or did you not yell out, JTE, bet it all?
I, in fact, did yell, bet it all. And he responded with, I'm gonna bet it all.
Wow.
Boom.
All right.
I mean, that's a poof right there.
All right. Okay. Is it,
I have no
that's it?
further questions
No further
for him
questions.
except
Okay.
The background people are really helpful as well. You know, they really add.
Wait. Pit boss, would you
Yeah.
like to cross-examine? Pit boss is going to cross-examine. This is like something out of Alice in Wonderland.
This is Willy Wonka.
This is really
Truly.
some insane stuff.
This is just crazy.
Schmoedown,
Dance in the background, merry men.
if they weren't doing drugs before,
Thank
they
you,
are
thank
now.
you, thank
Okay.
you.
All right, Ken.
I can't believe I'm losing to this guy.
Yeah. Man, you have no questions? Wait, you have no questions from Akuga? Wait, you gotta have one. Wait, hold on. All right, here we go.
I feel like Ken could. Okay.
Ken just knows at this point, I
Do
think.
you recall, Mr. McCouga, where you were at the time
The
of
day the music died?
the day? Yes. When the contest was happening.
I do.
Okay.
I was seated right here.
Do you remember the time that the contest was happening?
Yes, between the hours of 7:30 and 8 o'clock.
Could you be more specific to when the final round was occurring?
Around 7:50.
7:50.
Yes.
Is it not true, sir, that one of your duties here in Schmoeville is at 7:50 to contact the waitress at Chili's, Kendra, and reserve our
Overruled.
seat?
Overruled.
Yes, that is one of my duties.
So could it not be said, sir, that maybe mentally at the very least you were distracted by your duties and not paying attention to what was happening in the game?
Answer the question, sir. Yes or no?
Yeah, sure, it could be.
sure.
But
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Finstock, call your next witness.
Move out of my way!
This is such a hokey trial,
All right.
but it's fun.
It is. It's funny because it really doesn't feel like Schmoedown at all.
No, it's so early Schmoedown.
Co-host of me,
Yeah.
of my
Of
show.
you.
Yeah, is Sarah Stratton.
Sarah Stratton
Yeah,
coming. Wow.
she's
Bringing
great.
Sarah Stratton, the lovely Sarah Stratton.
Oh, that's
coming to
right.
sit
She was
down
the
over- wow,
co-host
she's
of
going to
Thank
be-
goodness, a normal outfit.
Box Office Breakdown, I think, with
We don't know what
Finstock.
Finstock has in store here.
That's an amazing outfit.
Got it.
Finstock, take it easy. That's, your girlfriend's to my right here.
That's true.
All right. Here we go. So let's.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help that magenta dress?
I do.
Okay, here's your first question. Is Alicia Malone sexually attracted to me?
Wait.
How
Counsel.
would you know that? How is this relevant?
Yeah.
I just met.
You like to know? Okay. No. Please answer the question.
No.
Please answer the question.
No.
Okay. No.
Okay. What are your measurements? Well, I just want to buy her. I want to buy her an American Apparel bodysuit.
Yes.
For the show.
Okay.
He for sure.
This is typical Schmoes know kind of
let's go
stuff with
somewhere.
Yeah.
Finstock.
Okay. On the day in question, or was it actually a couple of days before it? Did you and JTE happen to discuss the movie Almost Famous like 3 days beforehand?
Approximately 3 days beforehand, yes.
Just out of the woodwork, though.
No, we were talking about fictitious bands that people
Ooh.
thought were real.
Okay.
Oh wow,
So
very interesting.
Stillwater came into play.
Okay, now was it? Did he say like, "Hey, what was the band name?" Or did you say what was the band name?
I believe I was the one who referenced the band name. I was the
Very
one who said
interesting.
Stillwater.
Okay, so basically you gave him the answer, but it was unbeknownst to him because nobody really knew. I mean,
I think
you
it's
can't.
just a sharing of knowledge.
And you know what? And that's what wins tournaments.
Wow. That's. Is that your last question, Finstock?
Yeah, I mean, unless I could.
I mean, he's not wrong when you get into the facts.
He's not
and
wrong.
stuff.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. So.
I mean, he's wrong about a lot so far in this video, but not that one specific comment.
That one specific comment, he's very correct about.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
I mean, it's Finstock. Of course, he's going to be weird like that.
Yeah.
Sarah, do you like your newfound position in Schmoeville?
Debatable. I think
Debatable.
that's a different trial.
Different trial. Are you at the very least enjoying your position as the box office?
I am. I love the box office.
Can you state for the record, do you know who was responsible for nominating you for that position?
I believe it was JT.
That's incorrect. It was me. So perhaps that should factor into your answer to the following question.
Right, because JT would be a better answer for Ken.
Yeah.
Oh, but I knew you.
Stay off the creepiness.
Sarah, let me ask you this question. Do you feel in your time working with JT that this man withholds or holds knowledge into his brain?
I would say that he is a very smart individual.
That's not what's up for debate. I no doubt a man who could run a business in Ecuador on at least $25 American a year is a good, smart man. The question is, can he retain that smartness?
Yes.
Do you think you giving him the answer of Stillwater only 3 days prior, which, by the way, trivia question, who was the booker they ran out on?
Where are you going? Where are you going with this?
It's Mark Maron. Mark Maron. Good answer. Mark Maron. Do you feel that your answer to him 3 days prior was in his head?
Yes.
Because he retains the knowledge, right?
I agree.
So did he not go in with confidence?
No, because he didn't know the question.
Oh, he didn't go into confidence. He cheated and looked at his bet.
That is
Wow. Okay. All right. So he's
That's-
leaving there.
Ken's just grasping at
So now
straws here.
It looks like, well, before you leave,
Yeah.
Sarah, wait, it looks like the other prosecuting attorney has arrived. Hal Rudnick from Screen Junkies has arrived. Now,
I mean, like, if I were Ken, I would be like, I wouldn't be asking about,
It's
like,
part of the team.
if he knew the answer. The relevance is if he looked over, because it doesn't matter if you know the answer. If you look at someone's board, or whether you know the answer or not, unintentionally, that is cheating.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you know the answer and you look at your opponent's board, because your opponent can, no matter what their opponent's board says, would influence your answer. It would either give you more confidence or either, like...
She's like, what did I join
Yep.
up for? All right.
Because what could have happened if Mark bet the right amount and JTE theoretically saw that he bet the right amount is being like, oh, I have to put a different answer than him. I have to write something different.
Yeah.
But because you could make the argument that, oh, he saw that he bet not enough to beat him if he puts it all, so may as well put the answer that I'm most confident in.
All right, here we go. Jete, put on the headphones, please. You know how it works. I know you're very upset. You're very upset. You look
angry.
He's very upset. Okay, Finstock.
I'll give you an uncomfortable massage.
Yeah, here we go.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Finstock.
You swear to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help your whatever.
On America, I do.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
How is your eyesight?
20/20.
Is it really?
Perfect.
Okay. Do you do hard drugs like coke, meth, powdered caffeine, anything?
Never.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, like how excited were you to face Mark Ellis that day?
I was very excited. I wanted to prove myself to Schmoeville that I could hang with the big boys.
Okay, that's a good answer.
All right.
Wasn't expecting that.
All right.
Did you have sunglasses on that day?
No, I did not. I had a hat on with the brim low, which might have confused some people.
That's true. And Mark Ellis, I don't have it with me today, but apparently he writes like chicken scratch, even with numbers.
It is pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So basically, what happened with Roxy that day? What did she see?
She did not see me write down my number, which I did at the very beginning after McCougan.
Answer the question.
She said, I'm telling you what happened right now.
All right.
Roxy said, Josh, are you waiting for Mark to write it down? I replied, yes, because we cannot start until he writes his number, because mine was already written. The fact is, I was making sure he didn't cheat, and I'm the one being accused of cheating.
That's exactly right.
All right.
That is a good
And
point.
I got one last question. How many hands do I have up?
3.
I rest my case.
All right. So, all right.
How many hands?
All right,
do you
now.
How many
Wouldn't the
hands?
eyesight be bad for his argument though? Being like, oh, we can see the board.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
just
it
just one
it
quick
makes no
question.
sense.
Yes, sir.
First of all, let me ask you this question: could you, for the court, pronounce my last name?
Zapnock.
That is what you put on the Jedi Alliance lower third, the first episode, and that is incorrect. JT, let me ask you a question. On the
JT's
hit
mispronunciations
podcast,
are legendary.
The Napzok Files, which broadcast live from
Started in season 1 apparently.
Yep.
I'm familiar with the show.
You told an interesting story of your time getting into Schmoeville as an intern, correct?
Yes, I did, yes.
I'm having trouble remembering. Could you, for the court, state where you lived at the time you contacted Christian Harloff?
I object.
Why?
Because it's irrelevant. Why?
Where are you going with this, counsel?
To the point, where were you living at the time?
What time exactly?
When you reached out to Christian Harloff via electronic mail to ask to be an intern for the show?
At the time, I was in between residences.
Electronic mail.
In between
I
residences.
did not plant down.
Let me ask you this
anywhere at the
question.
time.
Were you permanently living in Los Angeles, California?
No, I was not.
Did you state to Christian Harloff in your electronic mail correspondence that you lived in Los Angeles, California?
I do not recall.
Oh.
All right. I would like to introduce my co-counselor, Hal Rudnick, a.k.a. Justice Bot.
Justice.
That's right. He's the robot thing.
You can go ahead and if that fits over your contraption, you can.
Hello.
That works.
Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
He's not
Please
even
answer
human.
truthfully.
Answer the question.
True or false?
Go ahead.
The bus that you rode to school was shorter than most buses.
Oh God.
False.
Not what I've heard.
Irrelevant.
True or false?
What are you
This
doing?
is so
True or
stupid.
false? You have bought a number of spray paint cans, sprayed the contents into a paper bag, and then engaged what is popularly known as huffing.
False. I have never done any drugs.
True or false? You pronounced Liam Neeson's name.
I do appreciate this bit. I do think this is a funny
That
bit.
is true.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the relevant. It's funny because, again, I'm not sure what the relevance this is back to the original point, and it just shows you like the difference in season 1 and season 6. Again, that like if there was a scandal, someone looking at someone's board, that would be.
Oh yeah, it was be treated way differently. Like this was such like a fun party game they did on the Schmoes No Show in the first 2 seasons, and then when they went over to Collider, it became its own show. And
Yeah.
once it became its own show, they started taking it way more seriously.
Witness is getting argumentative.
Answer the question.
I answered it. Yes, I said Dolph Lundgren.
True or false?
True.
You cheated that night. True or false?
False.
You did not deserve to win that game.
False.
True or false?
I said it. I don't even know what you're saying anymore.
that question.
True
I'm
or
not answering. I plead the fifth.
true or
I plead the
false?
fifth.
It is true or false.
True or false? Is true or false?
True or false? Your last answer was true.
All right, counsel, let's go somewhere with this.
True or false?
Can we get some order?
I am asking.
True or false? In 2004, you were arrested for shoplifting lipstick at a Rite Aid.
False.
All right, let's counsel. Last question, please. Last question.
True or false? You are physically aroused right now.
What's in between true and false?
This is the part of the Schmoedown Snow show that I absolutely did not like. Was all of that kind of stuff.
Very interesting.
But they had some funny bits on it at times.
Well, before you do that, I'm just going to ask
yeah.
the robot and Ken, are there any witnesses you guys want to bring?
I do appreciate Chris Stuckman just being there.
Yeah,
He's
he's just there.
He's just there.
He's just there.
To bring in Mark Ellis. Okay, so Mark Ellis. This is
Alicia Malone too has not done much in this entire.
No, I mean I think even Stuckman is probably. Well, Alicia Malone was there. I think to be hit on for like a minute or whatever.
Yeah. There's a ton of comments on this video on the YouTube channel, the Schmoedown Archives, Schmoedown Archives, and one of the questions is, who is the guy in the glasses sitting there looking like he's so bored?
I have one question for you. If the lovely Sarah Stratton does not find it in her heart to accompany you to Olive Garden, would I be an option?
Kenny, you better get your tummy ready for some delicious pasta that night.
That man's an honest man who deserves the best treatment, and I have no further questions.
Okay, all right, I see where you went there. Okay, so
question.
I don't understand what that has to do with anything.
I mean, we've gone so far past, like,
so far past.
The actual there's no like actual thing about like, oh, if he looked at the board, is that considered cheating no matter the result? Basically, did he look at the board? Like the question isn't about like the question isn't.
It very quickly became not about the actual did he look at the board.
Yes.
Yeah, I got one question, and then I'll.
Who'd have thought Finstock's the most sane person in this courtroom?
No, I cannot get you into studio.
I'll be honest, Finstock's taking it the most seriously.
Great, yeah.
Alicia likes it. Okay, let's do it.
Wait a minute, what?
Let's go.
Like he's at least making arguments that like I can see make sense in like a roundabout view in a sense.
JTE, a person who looks up to you, a person who worships the ground you walk on.
It's funny because Ken has the easier argument to make by far.
And he just doesn't make it after Finstock's opening statement.
Behavior, and I was so focused on writing down my score and my answer that I did not see what my opponent was doing, and I would hope he would do the same. However, my confidence in that hope is wavering.
So it's like a Robert De Niro and the fan thing.
You picked an obscure Robert De Niro film, but
yeah,
sure.
You know, when he attacked Wesley Snipes. What about? Could it have been that that JTE was just looking at your onesie, you know, because it was tight.
Again, like if I'm Ken, I'm like, oh, so he did look at Mark. That proves my.
Yeah.
He should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
I have no further questions.
Okay, all right. So,
but I will.
So closing statement.
My
Okay,
closing
so Mark,
statement.
Your closing statement. Here you go, Mark. Thank you very much.
JTE.
Yes.
Even if found guilty, will have to live with the stigma.
I love that the justice bar is just in the background now.
Yeah, he's just.
He doesn't go off the stage. He's just like you see Finstock and then just a robot head in the background.
Still losing. So I ask you to close your eyes, and I want you to picture JT as a poor, uneducated, grass-fed, midget-armed triceratops. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, the Triceratops thing mispronunciation comes from JTE, but the rest of that was not great from Finstock.
Look, I understand in closing that we're dealing with a hard-working everyman. He is everyman's hero who has to take the train, the bus, occasionally cab.
See, this is Ken's problem. He's not willing to actually like go down the deep end, and
you know, I understand what we have here, but
I'm joking a little, of course, but
is JT? Are we sure that he looked at Mark's card? We don't know that. What I'm saying is on trial, and what we can convict him on, is the fact that the pathway to his judgment is mired with a murky, seedy underworld of mispronunciations.
Well, almost all of
None
that
us
is like the
wonder
wrong
understanding of
idea.
what
I
those
feel
Yeah,
like.
it's
really
totally the wrong
It's
way
like
to go about
you
And
lost
a
me when we
complete lack
said,
of integrity based on
did
his
JTE
lie
look at the
to
board?
work his
I'm
way
not
into
sure.
Schmoedown.
Then what are we doing here? That's the whole trial.
Yeah.
If it looks like a
Oh,
turd
the justice spot again.
and it smells like a turd, and you step in it and have to throw your shoe away.
So this is like the quote that they're trying to, or at least
All
Justice.
right, very, very compelling argument. Okay, so I will have to say this: the texts have come in. Everyone here has text, and we and here's the final ones. It is a lot closer than I thought. If JTE is found guilty,
How is this
he
close?
has to play Ellis immediately. You will have to sit next to Scotty over here on the couch and play the third round and possibly get into the semifinals against Mark Riley. It was very close. The jury is in. JTE, the people of Schmoeville find you not guilty. JTE moves on to play Mark Riley. Finstock is undefeated, and Bill Murray's in, and he will now face his fate against me in the ultimate Schmoedown. When we come back, we will take phone calls from you guys who you'll pick between me and Finstock, and Mark Riley will tell you.
And that's the
what
trial of
prizes
JT.
are up at stake when we get back from the break. Schmoes No Movies.
All right, let's go back to this. There we go. Trial of JT, Josh. What do you think?
It's interesting to look back on because it's like the more I think about season 1 and season 2 of the Schmoedown, yes, it's a part of history, but is it
Mhm.
really? Is it real?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is it real? It's
The
so.
here's how I feel about the season 1 and season 2 of the Schmoedown. The match results, like the winners and losers of those matches, that's history in the Schmoedown. That's canonical. It's
Yeah.
the results that were the results. But the format, the jokiness, the way nobody took it seriously yet, it wasn't a sport yet. It was just a fun thing to do as a segment on the Schmoes No Show. And I think Christian always wanted to take it once they realized what they had and turn it into what they turned it into. But it definitely wasn't that in the beginning.
Yeah, it's just so because I was talking to you before the show, and I actually thought the trial JTE was like, oh, he must have abused to repeat the
Repeat
question
the
thing
question.
where the JTE
Yeah.
rule comes from, and they're like having a trial about like, oh, is abusing that rule cheating basically? Because I knew it was
Yeah.
about cheating in some sense. I didn't realize it was like as clear cut as like, did he look at the board?
Yeah.
And if he looks at the board, that is cheating. So
Mhm.
I was like, once I heard it was about that, I was like, okay, this is going to be like they'll probably show a still shot of the video in
Yeah,
question.
they should have shown video or a still shot. Like, again, in the actual match, Ellis versus JTE, Ellis doesn't notice. Christian doesn't say anything about JTE looking over. This is something the fans saw and were posting in the Schmoville at the time Facebook group about. And they took it and ran with it and put JTE on trial. Did he cheat? Probably not. But
I mean, I don't think he intentionally did it, but if
yeah,
he
I
did,
think he
like,
might. If enough people watching noticed that he looked over, he probably looked over. I don't think that means he cheated.
I guess it comes down to your definition of cheating because even
Yeah.
if you unintentionally do it, like because the way I think about this again is probably a sports lens. When you're playing sports and you foul someone, whether it's basketball or soccer or whatever,
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
intentionally fouling them. You're
I
not
mean,
trying to.
sometimes you
Hopefully
are.
not.
Sometimes
Sometimes
you
you
are.
are. Sometimes you are.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, when you play sports, like you're
You're
not.
not intentionally fouling them. You're trying to get the ball or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, or sometimes your just foot's in the wrong place where it should be. You might
Yeah.
have messed up your footwork, or it's just a
Yeah.
whole
There's a
thing. But
lot of reasons that make a foul. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. But like, if it's clearly a foul, even if it's intentional, or if the guy catches it anyway, they still call it for
They
a very
call it.
specific
Yeah.
reason. It's because
It was a foul.
it was a foul. If JT looked at the board, even if it wasn't his intention, even if he knew the answer, even if he wasn't he was going to bet it all anyway. To
Mhm.
me, that doesn't. If he sees Elsa's board and he sees the answer or the points, that is cheating.
Yeah.
Whether that matters, whether that should have been prosecuted, whether that's a whole different thing. But like that is cheating, and I think like if there were like clear, and the way I'd bring it back, if let's say this happened in season 5 or 6, and there's clear video evidence of someone looking at someone's board,
Mhm.
and the fans catch it, and they do this, like the way I think it would be ruled, I would be very shocked. Again, I don't know how clear the video evidence is, but if there
Yeah.
is clear video evidence, I would be shocked if the Schmoedown ruled in favor of the person who looked, no matter the circumstance, no matter if
Well,
they got the.
yeah. I mean, completely agree with you on that. I mean, the trial, if they did a trial thing, would be very different. Very different. Especially in the latter seasons of the Schmoedown with Skybound involved, and like when you're trying to make this a bigger thing and the integrity of the game comes into
I mean,
play.
ESPN, I remember interview lined up before COVID, and so like
Yeah.
when you have ESPN on board, like
Yeah, it would have been a bigger deal, obviously, if it had happened in the latter seasons of the Schmoedown.
yeah.
Um, this, I think they just saw a chance to have a fun thing on the
Absolutely,
Schmo Snow
and eat
show.
up some content time. Eat up like
Yeah,
a good
because
25 minutes.
they did a live 2-hour show every Friday night, so they had to do something on the show, and
Absolutely.
why not put JT on trial and make it as silly as possible, which I think they succeeded on. But I
Absolutely, and
think,
it's hard to do 2 hours probably on movie news every
yeah,
day. Like
yeah,
I like people struggle to do with sports. In sports, there actually is results and like off-season stuff and stuff you can talk about. And even with
hmm
that, we see a lot of sports shows who go for 2 hours, be like, okay, we're gonna spend an hour and a half on the Cowboys.
yeah, yeah. So this is, I think, a really good look at how the Schmoedown evolved, because early season 1 and season 2 is just so different. Like can't imagine why they ever thought the betting round being the final round of a match was a good idea. But
Well, it's especially
I think they learned that it definitely wasn't.
especially I think once Mark has a perfect game and loses anyway,
Yeah.
is like that's the moment where you're like, okay, there's this flaw in our game. If someone can get 100% accuracy and lose,
Mhm.
like we should probably like fix that a little. But I mean, part of it is listen, game design's very hard
It is
when
very hard.
when you're being meticulous about it. And in the
Mhm.
early seasons, they probably weren't as meticulous about it because
No.
they didn't think that like it would become what it was.
Yeah. Absolutely. We did an entire episode on how they sort of perfected the structure of the game. That was our
Yep.
very first episode of Nostalgia Crackdown. You can find that on the playlist that's linked in the description of this episode if you're interested. But Trial of JTE definitely gave us that Finstock line that everyone quotes. My client is on trial and it's an error. It's
It is a great line.
it's a
It
great
truly is.
line.
It is a
Yeah.
great line.
It's a great line. Finstock did the best in that whole thing of
By
anybody,
far.
which I
By far.
did not expect from him.
Well, it's because Ken is like almost half the time throwing in the towel
Yeah, yeah.
when it just which I'm not. The prosecution is just like I think
Well,
after the first time, if I remember correctly, and this was like 10 minutes ago, after the first time Finstock interviews someone, Ken is immediately like, "I'm going to lose to this person."
yeah, yeah. It was after he talked to Makuga. Makuga was the first
Yes,
witness, and then Ken's just like, I can't believe I'm losing to this guy. Like he just knew. Um, yeah. But it's a fun little segment from the Schmoes No Show that's good to go back and watch because it is a part of the Schmoedown lore,
absolutely.
and we hope that you enjoyed our reaction to it. Um, Josh, where can people find you?
They can find me here at LGR. I'm on the nostalgic crack. I'm tired. I'm forgetting that. I'm like you can tell it's getting late at night for me when it's just like brain
Yeah.
stopping the work. But you find me on this podcast once a month. Me and Adelia are looking back on the Schmoedown, going on different topics, trying to find interesting things to discuss. Which, if you like this format, by the way, we might do another reaction type of thing. Maybe we'll look back on an old famous match or something like that. So
We could
feel
do
free.
ones to matches for sure. There's also the JTE documentary. Did you ever see that?
No,
Okay, we might
I,
have to react to the JTE documentary then.
I forgot this was a complete thing. I was this on the Patreon only? Or was this
It was
public?
on the Patreon, but now it's on the YouTube channel, so we can
Okay.
react to it.
God, I think I wasn't a patron when this happened, so I think
Yeah.
that is probably what happened. So
They made a full-fledged documentary about the rise and fall of JTE. It was actually
which is
pretty
very
good.
funny because the fall is like he still was a very good competitor, I think, probably when this was made.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
JTE was a very good competitor. I think that like a lot of the stuff about JTE is that he's JTE, he was the
yes,
engineer. It's jokes from the Schmoes No Show that carried over into the Schmoedown, but JTE was really good.
he was really,
He
really
has a
good.
lot of movie knowledge.
What
And
also helped was the the constant like
the
mispronunciations.
mispronunciations and the misspellings and yeah.
Oh, also being associated with Dagnino for that long, also a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit of
Yeah. Yeah.
but 100%. I mean, JT is like if you're doing a top 10 greatest Schmoedown players of all time, legacy wise, and it's tough to define legacy. Like I have my own view on sports legacy and stuff like that. But if you're doing a top 10 legacy conversation, JT is in there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I
sure
agree.
JT is in there.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Maybe we should do that episode at some point.
I have a list. I gotta look back on it, but I definitely have a list. I probably have to change it slightly because of like for a while I'll say I have someone at number one, and I think I have to take him off of number one. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, that would be a fun show for sure.
Yeah, we'll do that in an upcoming episode. Not sure when we'll do that. We have a little bit of a
Yes.
schedule we got to catch up on. But you guys can find me on this channel every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, doing the Buffy Rewatchers Council. Fridays, 5 p.m. Pacific, the Angel Rewatchers Council. Saturdays, 5 p.m. Pacific, the MCU Rewatchers Council. And over on the sports channel, we're about to start starting 11 back up. That's our Premier League recap show. The Premier League's coming back. We're doing a season preview on August 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific live if you want to come hang out and be in the chat. That's over on the Good Friends Better Rivals channel. Until next time, everyone, we will see you next month. Bye.